Hi team, welcome to Cloud Pandit in this Azure Data Factory Master Program video series. In today's session, we will see this is hands-on. We will see how to convert pipe and custom delimited CSV to JSON file using the exactly 15 steps in this particular Azure Data Factory. If you see scenarios, we will see first how to convert pipe delimited CSV to the JSON. And the second scenario, we will see how to convert $pipe separated CSV files to JSON. So $pipe is not the option which is available in the ADF, but we can able to customize it. We can just use the add dynamic content to add such type of customized delimiters. I'll show you in case in the future if you have a double pipe, double dollar, how you can able to use that particular options to convert double delimiter CSV files into the JSON. So everything we will discuss in the few steps. So prerequisite is I need two storage accounts, one Azure Data Factory, within that one integration runtime, two linked services, two data sets, one activity copy activity. Pipeline is I'll be renaming the pipeline name as a ingestion pipeline. Then steps, if you see, I need a three services: source blob, sync blob, and ADF. Within the source blob, I'll create a cust container and upload the respective files. And then I'll be converting them into the JSON using these particular steps. I'll open ADF, create two linked services and two data sets. Then I'll use a pipeline. Inside pipeline, I'll use the source data set is the blob which is pointed to the delimited CSV file, and whatever delimiter is there, that I'll configure at the source data set side, and sync data set side we'll just choose the JSON data set, and finally we can run the pipeline. These are the 15 steps. So let's get started. So the first we will complete the 3 steps of creating source and sync and the source sync and Azure Data Factory. Okay, so let me open the portal.azure.com. Let's log in into the Cloud Pandit account. Okay, so go inside the storage accounts, click create storage account, come down. So choose this particular. Let's create a resource group called Cloud Pandit -dev-rg. Click OK. So storage name is Cloud Pandit. Cloud Pandit blob source 1, source blob 1, you can say src blob 1. Click review plus create. So this name is already somebody has taken it, is saying just use today date. Today date is 17. Click review. So it is available, create it. So now again come to the second tab, portal.azure.com. So let's all log in. Yeah. Now let's click on storage accounts. Click create storage accounts. Let's fill the details. This is the subscription which I created. I can say this is Cloud Pandit sync blob 17. Click review. So click create. Okay, let's come to the third tab. Let's open portal.azure.com. So let's log in into this account. Let's create the data factory. Click create data factory. Within the data factory, if you see, we will be choosing the subscription resource group is this, and the name of the data factory Cloud Pandit ADF v2 17. Click review plus create. Click create. So if you look at the steps, right, so 1, 2, 3 steps are completed. The fourth step is inside the source blob we need to create a cust container and load the delimited CSV files. And sync side I'll just create the sync container. Okay, sync side I'll just create the sync container. So let's go to the source blob, go to resource, let's go down to the containers. Okay, here, so here click containers. You can say the container is cust. Click create. Once you click create, okay, go inside the cust container, then click upload, browse for files. So we need to go inside here, go inside this. If you go to 22nd, you will see I have pipeline file 1, file 2. So these are basically pipe separated CSV files. Okay, we just can click on this, and we can see the delimiter is pipe. Okay, if you look at here, 11 to 15 records we have in the file 1. If you go to file 2, I have created records from 16 to 20, but all these are pipe separated. So all these pipe separated CSV files, we need to load it into the sync blob storage as a JSON format. So come to the containers in the sync, click container. You can just give here, sorry, here we can give the sync container as a cutout, click create. So now what we need to do, we need to go to, let's look at the next steps. We need to open ADF. We need to create 2 linked service and 2 data sets. Let me do that. You can come to the next tab, click go to resource, come down, then click launch studio. So we can see it is open now. Let's click on the manage, click new. Okay, here what we need to do is we need to click on the blob linked service, source blob linked service. Let's create first ls for blob source linked service. Okay, it is a source linked service. Come down, choose your source. This is a subscription, so this is your source. Okay, let's test the connection. So testing connection is happening, it is successful. Click create, then click new once again. Okay, click new once again to create a linked service for our sync, ls for blob sync. Okay, come down, choose this subscription, storage account name is sync blob, test connection, create it. So now we are able to create the connections to the source blob and sync blob. So now we need to go to the author tab. Let's create 2 data set. Click new, source data set and sync data set. When you are creating, very careful, because source is CSV, we need to choose. Okay, and this is a blob for source. Source is of type what? Blob and CSV, and we need to choose the list of files. Okay, so this is the cust folder. Both the files I want to convert, that's why I'll use the wildcard file option to take all the files inside this container. Now here, if you look at this particular data set, this is not a comma separated, it is a pipe separated. So I'll be choosing this particular pipe delimiter. Okay, that is what you need to do at the source data set side. Sync data set, when you are creating, again it is a blob, but this time very careful, we need to convert this into JSON. Select JSON. So if you go here, blob, ds blob and sync. Okay, go here, and you just have to choose the cast out folder. Inside the cast out folder, you just click OK. So it will be automatically convert them into the .json files. Okay. So once we have done, what are the next steps? Let's see. We need to create a pipeline. In that, we need to drag the copy activity and reference the source and sync data set and run it. Okay, let's do those 5 steps. Create a pipeline, rename this particular pipeline as a pl underscore data ingestion, data ingestion. Okay, once this is done, bring the copy data activity here, and you can choose your source. What is your source? Your source is this. Okay, and you have pointed to the folder, so you need to use wildcard file path sync. What is your sync? Sync is a ds blob sync. Okay, so when you have ds blob sync, as you know, it is basically we are converting into the JSON. So you configured everything, click debug. So source is pipe separated CSV file, we are converting that into the JSON. What is JSON? It is a key value page. It is a key value page. It is supported by the web up, like your web jobs, right? All the REST APIs, everything is mainly uses this particular JSON format. Okay, see pipeline file 1.json, pipeline file 2.json. If you look at this particular JSON file, you can clearly see player ID, key and value, key and value, key and value, key and value. Similarly, if you go to pipeline file 1.json, if you go to edit, you can see player, key and value, key and value. So this is how the data will be converted. Okay, so let me delete this pipe separated a CSV file to JSON. So sync side I cleared everything. Source side also I am removing the pipe delimited CSV files and I am uploading the dollar pipe. Okay, so we have dollar and pipe CSV files. I am uploading these two files. Let's upload these two files. If you click on this particular file, we will know what files we have. Let's click on this and see. So you can see dollar and pipe. So it is from 110 to 114. So similarly, if you look at dollar pipe 2.csv, it is also dollar pipe, which is having 116 to 120. Okay, so now how to use this dollar pipe? Okay, let's see. If you remember, source container, sync container is cleared. Now source data, as it said, if you see, it is pointing to the same cust folder, but the problem is delimiter. This time the files which we have is not a pipe or semicolon or comma or tab start of headings. It is no delimiter. We have delimiter, but which is not listing down here. What you need to do in these cases is you need to just click here, put the cursor here, click add dynamic content, and you can add your dollar and pipe. Okay, which is a custom delimiter. If something is not available in this drop down, you can add your own delimiter. Okay, so you no need to do anything etc, because same thing. So in the cust folder, whatever files you have, all the files you want to convert or transform them into the JSON file. JSON means sync side I already cleared, nothing is there. Source side I just re-uploaded the dollar pipe files by removing the existing pipe separated CSV files. If you run this, we can see dollar pipe CSV files also going to be converted into the JSON format. We can quickly see that. If you look at this, the pipeline is basically succeeded, right? So copy activity it is showing. So you can see the pipeline is succeeded. If you come here, if you refresh it, you can see the just file is loaded at 4:30:44 seconds. And if you open dollar pipe one.json, which is basically dollar pipe is converted into the JSON key value page. You can just open this dollar pipe .json. This is also converted into the key and value page. Okay. So that's all. Let's quickly go through the summary questions to understand some of the JSON and the CSV differences. In JSON, what makes it easier to handle semi-structured data compared to the CSV? So JSON, we can call it as a semi-structured because it is mainly used for handling even the semi-structured data. Why? The reason is, so this JSON support arrays and nested object. The answer B is correct because a JSON supports the array, like list will be there, right? 1, 2, 3 within that. These are IDs, you can say like that, array and the nested elements. Inside the department, you have EC, you have the CSC, like that, you have multiple values, nested objects. Okay, maybe inside let's say you have a department, under that CSC, under that you have A section, B section, C section. So something like that, we have the hierarchy, right? So something nested object that you can able to put. The answer B is correct. Which format is more suitable for representing complex and hierarchical data structure is? The answer is basically answer is, let me see, the answer is A. So JSON is basically best suitable for complex and hierarchical data structures. Okay, so answer A is correct. Next, what is an advantage of JSON over CSV when it comes to the web application and APIs? As you know, so JSON is natively supported in the web browsers. That's why all our REST API responses and all, we will see most of the responses of the REST API will be in the JSON. So that's why we have a lot of JSON parsing techniques to parse them and flatten the data to store it in database. Okay. In JSON, how is data represented in comparison to CSV, row and column structure? So as you know, basically JSON uses key value pairs and it is stored as a hierarchical structure. So the answer C is correct. Okay, so it is a key value pairs which is in a hierarchical structure. Next. So which format is more suitable for storing configuration files and APIs? The JSON. Okay. So answer D is correct. Which format is commonly used for storing and transporting tabular data such as database and spreadsheet? So database table structure means it is basically ultimately CSV. The answer D is correct. which format is generally easier to manipulate using spreadsheet software like Microsoft Excel? As you know, the answer C is correct, because CSV we have a data, so it will be easy to manipulate the data using those spreadsheets. Okay. Thank you all for watching this particular session. I request all of you to subscribe and support me and encourage me to do more videos. Okay. Thank you.